Let's talk about how you can improve your speech. What you say and how you say it has a big impact on the doors that can open up for you, whether this be in a business negotiation, whether this be with friends, in family, relationships, whether this be in a job interview, or even in, let's say you really want a nice bag. In all situations, speech really matters. And your tongue and how you use your tongue does make a big difference. I'm going to share with you some tips, maybe about 3 to 5 tips that I personally utilize to ensure that I improve my speech. I don't want to sugarcoat it because what you speak, how you say it really does matter. And if you're a woman that's trying to elevate your life, if you're a woman who's trying to attract more, your mouth, once it opens, does a lot of good or a lot of damage. Let's get into it. Number 1, talk slowly. Talk slowly. I am a quick, fast rambler. I can talk fast when I want to. But I also know when to be very intentional and when to actually slow down my speech. I would say the default position is to always talk slowly. Let me explain why. When you talk slowly, you force other people to listen. I'm not saying talk so slowly that you are going at minus 0.75 speed. No. I'm saying talk slowly enough so you're able to articulate your words, so you're also able to give your time space to think about what you're saying. A woman who is able to talk slowly is able to command the room. Now, I know you might be thinking, I can't do that. Let me explain something. Everything is linked. If you want to start talking slowly, I recommend you stop rushing around like a crazy woman. Stop rushing around. You need to start to regulate yourself and really learn to move slowly in this world. Be still. Be slow in your movement. You don't need to be in a rush. You don't need to be in a rush also because God is in front of you. Slow down. Slow down with your speech. Your speech can actually open or close doors. And the reason you also need to slow down in your speech is because your speech can set traps over your life. For those of you who like to say, I am POOR, I am bad words over your life. When you talk slowly, you actually allow yourself not to speak negatively over your life or negatively over a situation. So actively encourage you to start to talk slowly and regulate yourself. Even as you move through your own home, don't be in a rush. Learn to move slowly, learn to regulate yourself, learn to just be at ease. And then the speech thing will also come into play more easily. Number 2, do not interrupt anyone. Just don't interrupt anyone. If you want to improve your speech, learn to this should be speech and conversation. If you want to improve your speech, the art of conversation, don't interrupt anyone. Don't be in a hurry to say what you already know. You see, when you interrupt someone, that means you're in a position of wanting to prove yourself right. That means you want to validate your thoughts. Everything that comes out of your mouth, you already know. So there is no need to interrupt anyone. You're actually not adding anything to yourself. You need to be in a position where you understand that person's position. You understand what cards they have. You understand how they're thinking. The only way that happens is if you allow that person to think first. Interrupting someone is you saying, I know best, I know better. And you may not have all the cards. You may not have all the information. So learn not to interrupt anyone. And this is why the word always says, be quick to listen, slow to speak. When you are quick to listen, you actually gain the upper hand, because in talking too quickly, you may be giving away pieces of information that actually you wouldn't have given away on hindsight if you just let that person speak. So don't interrupt anyone. Number 3, tone really matters. Really lower your tone. I play this game a lot. I say a game because I do play it as a game. I lower my tone in certain situations deliberately. Like I consciously say, I'm going to lower my tone. I'm going to lower my tone. And the reaction that usually happens is it disarms people. It also means that they have to listen. It puts me in the driver's seat. When you shout and scream, it is a sign of your lack of control. It is a sign that you can't regulate and manage your own emotions. Lowering my tone commands respect. I'm not a speech therapist. These are the things that I actually do and I have done for many years, so I know that they work. In hostile situations, because you have so many crazy people in this world who want to push your buttons, who want to see if you're going to be angry, who want to get a reaction out of you. Don't shout at them. Do not shout at them. Do not get angry. Do not get defensive. Do the complete opposite. Lower your tone and say in a really polite manner, I just can't understand why you'd say something like that. Can you explain yourself? Or whatever it is, you know the situation that you may be in. Just lower the tone. It really just changes things and puts you in control, because it shows that you can regulate your own emotions. It shows that nobody can come along and push your buttons. And that should be the position in life. Nobody should put you in a position to get angry. No one should put you in a position to shout. Even in a frustrating position, you should be able to clearly and calmly explain what is wrong. This is really key to be able to practice and be able to actually live out in real life. And I would say one of the things that has helped me get to this point, still a work in progress, by the way, everything in life is always a work in progress, is spending more time with God. In reading the word, I am able to realize nobody on this earth, absolutely nobody, has control of my emotion. My default is I am good, I am happy, and nobody will put me in a position whereby I am not able to regulate my own emotions. That just can't happen on this earth. It just doesn't even make sense. I will also say, on a practical level, read out aloud. If you want to improve your speech, your pronunciation, your diction, your tone, your pacing, read out aloud. This should come as no surprise to you. Read out aloud the Bible. I personally love to read out aloud the Psalms. I do this daily anyway. Read out aloud something like the Psalms, really simple. Some of the books can be more complicated to read out aloud, but the Psalms and the Proverbs, actually, read them out aloud and it will help your speech, it will help your tone, it will help your pacing, it will just help. Especially if you are a woman who, depending on the environment, if you hang around in quote unquote high society, high end environments, doing this will really, really assist. And I say the Bible and not any other book because it just hits differently. I can't explain this spiritually. I can only attest to the results. Reading out aloud the Bible just changes things. One, it is an actual word, especially the Psalms. Like, can I just, minor digression here, reading out the Psalms aloud will just change your life, full stop. But reading it out in terms of improving your speech, improving the art of conversation, does make a big difference, because you learn to be very intentional in your pacing. You learn to be very intentional with your tone. You learn to actually hear yourself out aloud and in a more controlled environment. And that practice every day with yourself, with God, does enable you when you go into different environments, when you're having conversations, when you have an impromptu delivery for a presentation or a business meeting or whatever it happens to be, it will all help and add to it. So these are the suggestions I would say if you want to improve your speech. Think about the pace, talking more slowly, thinking about the tone. in practice, reading out aloud will make such a big difference. And you have to get comfortable with having conversations and being able to listen. Listening is key. I always say also, if you do want to improve your speech, if you want to improve the art of your conversation, let them speak. People love to talk about themselves. Let them speak and get good at questioning. Oh, so where did you last go? What was that you said? Oh, so how was it? Just let them speak, and it will just change things for you, because speech and conversation is a door opener or a door closer. If you are able to position yourself in a way to get the hang of this, it will change your life. I also notice in even simple situations, I'm just thinking about the time I didn't manage to get like a business class flight, and I think it was like premium economy, and I know what they give in business class. I remember just asking the flight attendant in Emirates, can I just still have them? And I think the way I asked, he did too much. He gave me so much. Afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, I only asked for like one thing, but thank you very much. Simple things like that. You learn to. There was a lot actually that went into that moment. Speech was one of it. Maybe my presentation of how I present myself was another aspect. But really understanding that the power of the tongue is life-changing. It really, really is. Improve your speech. Know when to raise your voice, raise your tone. Know when to lower your tone. Know when to speak at a much, much, much lower tone. Know when to speak at a normal tone. All of these things make a massive difference. Do let me know in the comments if there are any other suggestions that you can put on the table in terms of improving your speech and the art of conversation.